All right, all right. Yep. Looking good. Looking good, looking good. Our ads are currently starting, so what I'm doing is I'm waiting for the ads. Oh, music. I didn't start the music. I should probably do that. I kind of wish I could just put any old music in the background, but yeah, lots of copyright problems. What I need to do is find some nice, good, non-copyrighted music. There's the playlist. Okay. That, and I need to make some really long music as well. All right, let's start this. Let's start this. There we go. Happy Monday. It's Monday evening now. So I figured let's go ahead and just start programming. If I get distracted doing biology, then I get distracted. Watch, someone's going to show up on stream. They're going to ask a biology question, and we can't just help but steer the stream right off a cliff into the biology territory. But if that's what happens, that's what happens. Can't help it. Biology is it's just too interesting. Anyway, let's see here. So what I'm working on is there's a lot of fun stuff to do when it comes to programming, especially when it comes to these projects, but I don't know how interesting it really is. I know for me it's quite interesting, and I enjoy watching people create something. However, being that everybody is different, just because I enjoy it, I can never really tell if someone else enjoys it. I like to think so, but I digress. Let's continue with the programming. So what I was doing last time, or I should say what I'm currently doing, is I am going through building the different parts components. While off stream, I was having fun just building up some of the extra documents. For instance, one of them is an enum dict field. Oh, enum dict field. All right. That's sounding a bit dirty. The enumerator dictionary field. And what this pretty much is, for those unaware about how Mongo engine stores its data, Mongo stores everything in strings when it comes to a dictionary. And while that's great because that means theoretically you know exactly what the typing is, when you want to control what is being put into the dictionary, as in you want to just have an enumerator or enumerating code, or these things right here, like categories. Yeah, I don't recall MongoDB having that. They do have an enumerator field where you can you put that in so as a string, but yeah, anyway, I went ahead and created myself this field. So if you go in, you can see it's just inheriting the dictionary field, and then we're performing the various functions needed to be able to put our enums as the key. So yeah, we have that. Also, I've started working on the other parts, for instance, starting to fill in the ROM collections database. I've been splitting things up for more inheriting and also more organizing. I need to create a service at some point. So this needs to be here. This will be the this is going to be the connection service, because what we want to do is we want to connect to the database. I'll probably have to make this more dynamic. So we'll call this I'm going to call it Mongo service. MongoDB service. So pretty much what this is going to do is this will be a service class that allows for dynamic connections to the different databases within the project. Largely because, well, we want to be able to connect to I've been thinking about how to separate out the data. And one of the biggest things I thought of was making each console have its own associated database. I mean, that way we don't have to have everything together. If you remember earlier when we were doing basic, very primitive tests, actually, where is the testing code that we were messing with? Actually, yeah, where is that code? Is it? I don't know where I left. I don't know where I just dumped that code. It's been lost. Ooh. Oh, found it. Okay, here it is. No intro dat. All right. So if you remember here when we were running this code, oh, it's complaining. Oh yeah. It's because of the how I've been organizing it. Data sources. If we go in here, we have DAT files, and as you can see, it's all been further organized. I was able to extract out all of the data from no intro. It was very nice that they had the dailies. And then here we go. Here are all of the files. And as you can see, there's a lot more than I was anticipating. Oh, there's an awful lot more. Let's see here. There it is, that one. Yeah, they just separated everything out. I was not expecting this. I really was not. All right, turn that down a little bit so it's not too distracting. Yeah, I was not expecting that. Look, they separate out Game Boy Advance. They separate out in a different format. They have they separate out the e-reader, multi-boots. Like, look at how many of these things are for Game Boy Advance alone. They even put the videos in their own separate file. And while that's kind of awesome because it helps with data processing and data segregation as well as tracking. It makes things also a little bit more difficult because I might have to compile these somehow. For instance, an example being, like, what's the real difference between these two right here? Well, technically, we're messing with Sega. My rips are Sega Genesis games. Here we go. So we don't have to worry too much about that one. But yeah. Actually, let's go in here real quick. I'm curious. In we go. Come on. Load. Come on, computer. Come on, Mini Buxy. There we go. I worry about this thing crashing sometimes. It's not built... This box is not really built for doing much. Let's see here. Yeah, it has Mega Drive, description, ROM. Yeah, we also need to start building those things. I haven't decided yet what we're... I mean, we're working on the database. What we're going to do on stream, I haven't exactly decided yet. I figured we can kind of go, you know, whatever kind of pops up, like, oh, we need to work on this, so we work on it. Part of me is feeling, though, that maybe I should start working on the extractor tool. If we do use an extractor tool, I'm going to probably have to set it up so that it will, because of the fact that what we're going to do, this is going to be a rather long process. So I'm going to have to set something to, it has to extract data in a timely manner, as in we're going to have to use a, what is it called? It's the program that controls when things happen. We're going to have to use one of those things. We can start building the extractors, though. Now the question is which one? Let's go check out those data repositories. I'm still looking actually, you know what we haven't done yet? We have not gone through archive.org to see if there's any data available, which might be the best case scenario for us. Because otherwise, we're going to have to just start scraping everything. And apparently, there's been a lot of anti-scraping tools being developed right now. Yeah, Google and OpenAI, they're making it not so friendly for those who just want to basically scrape. Alright, I guess the first thing we should do is get rid of some of the major errors in here. So let's find our... Let's see here. Let's find our stuff. Where are you? Here it is, this one. Let's start working on these things. Alright, so genre is going to be an enum. Genre, subgenre, perspective. Oh yeah, these are all going to be basic enums. We managed it. These came out from Moby Games as well. So yeah. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and load up Moby Games and see if we can start building the enum off of them. Here it is. All right. Mind's Eye is kind of funny. There's an actual character called Mind's Eye in a game that we play on stream. Apparently, this isn't very good. I wonder why. I'm actually very curious. It looks like the cover makes it look kind of like a generic shooter, but you can never tell really with covers. Either way, we want the genre. Action genre. No. We just want the different genre. Index. Aha. Is it index? Oh. It might be index. It is. So here we go. These are our different categories. Action, add-on, adventure, companion. This is a rather... Oh, these genres they're bad. Oh, these are bad. Okay, maybe we don't want to use we don't want to use the genres from Moby Games. Perspective, though. I think this might be pretty good, though. So we'll definitely snag use the perspective. So let's go ahead and build that out. Special edition as a genre. Okay, if that's special edition as a genre, then where do we? What happened to horror? You know, horror and suspense. You know, the actual genres. All right, let's see here. Enum right here. All right. So yeah, this is going to be the perspective enum. All right, we're going to go ahead and copy over rating system. We'll use this as a basic template. There we go. And then from here, let's go ahead and just start copying. Let's just go ahead and start copying these. Oh my, that did not. Oh boy, that did not copy well. Okay, okay. Let's see here. Can we do a special paste? Paste as plain text. There we go. Okay, much better. All right. So let's see here. We don't need the game information. But the main thing is how are we going to do our labeling? Diagonal down. Shouldn't that be isometric? I think that diagonal down should be isometric. Actually, why is it called diagonal down? Actually, these are all pretty... Actually, yeah, these are actually all pretty bad when you think about it. I mean, first person, third person, like behind view is third person. I have a feeling we're going to have to... Moby Games is beginning to feel like a very unreliable source. Oh yeah, it's beginning to feel very much like an unreliable source. Alright then. First... Oh, this should be... First person. Alright, first person. This will be our first file. We'll call this first person like so. I wonder if there's a way to... I'm going to have to look it up. But I'm wondering if there's a way to just be able to repeat all of the functions going down, because otherwise this is a lot of an awful lot of busybody work. All right, third person. I don't know what it means by audio game. But it doesn't need to... It just needs to be audio. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. If someone knows, if someone can explain, then by all means, you can explain it to me. Because I don't get it. We probably should... Oh, you know, we probably should... I probably should do Let's do some quick investigating. Audio game. There's only 100... Wow, there's only 102. 1, 2... Wait. 1, 2 Switch is an audio game. Audio games have no graphical viewpoint and feature only audio. Game audios Audio games can have visuals, but can be played on audio cues alone. I see. Hmm. I'm beginning to think that they don't even know what they're. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that they don't even know. Is this all nothing but let's sing? No, no, no. There's more than that. I see Skyrim. Yeah, Skyrim, very special edition. Okay, so Skyrim is an audio game. Oh my, Moby Games. How did you get to, how did you reach this conclusion? This very special edition is a voice-only controlled game from Amazon Alexa, which isn't a full port of the original game, but rather a simplified... Displaces the character... The player initially starts with level 1 character. The player's journey will stop. So this is indeed a very special... Yeah, this is indeed a very special version of Skyrim. Zombies Run. Oh, hey, I have Zombies Run. It's most, yeah, I have Zombies Run. So, yeah, this is all music games. Pretty much, yeah, music games and singing game. I'd actually classify this as a different genre entirely. Yeah, I'd actually classify this as a different genre entirely. And if you look here at certain points, you kind of, the breakdown of the perspective kind of loses its value. For instance, 102 games are in audio. So what's the point of actually splitting out audio as a category? The same thing can be said up here. Well, actually, maybe not. Well, idle. Idle games, look at that, 344. Yeah, basic genres. Yeah, we need to find a better source of categories. Oh yeah, we definitely need to find a better source of categories. Let's see here. I was checking GameFAQs earlier. Let's check their category lists. Shadow Hearts Covenant is an awesome game. I'm currently making a short video about it. Okay, I'm making a short review of it. Let's see here. We have games. Comps. Those are companies. Got it. Systems, ranks, series, credits, today's, homes. No, no, no. Okay, maybe if we go into a console. Let's pick a console. Since the Switch 2 is out, let's check Switch 2. Category, there we go, perfect. Aha. That's more like it. That is more like it. Action, action adventure, racing, role playing. Yeah, those are the genres that we're thinking of. Why do I have a feeling I'm going to be let's see. Yeah, why do I have a feeling I'm going to be extracting more from this website than I previously thought? Actually, they don't really have that many. Action, action adventure, All right. To Google. Game genres. Here they have 15. All right. That's a gameplay style, though. Platformer game. There isn't... Wait, there isn't really much of a... Wait, there really isn't much of a... Huh. Hmm. Let's see where I'm looking. Where is a good listing? They have audio game here as well. Interesting. Is an electronic game played on such a device? It is similar to video games that save their audio and tactile feedback. Different game though. Hmm. All right. All right. All right. Well, okay, this does have a lot of the information we're looking for. It really does. I don't know how much use I can get out of it. I think I can get a lot of use out of it. For instance, here we have shooting games, and then here's shooting games, and then from here we can then break them down to first-person shooter, hero, light gun, shoot 'em up. Wait, why is shoot 'em up put in the shooter category? Then you have fighting, which is beat 'em ups, and stealth games. You have just by itself. Adventure, we have survival, Metroidvania. So yeah, I think we could actually use this here. Looks like we're going to Wikipedia is going to be our category list. Oh yeah. I think Wikipedia, we're going to start pulling data from Wikipedia. Unless there's a nice table somewhere, which I don't see. Of course I don't see it. Of course. I'm trying to adjust my, there we go. Just trying to adjust things. All right, I guess let's. I guess the best thing we can do then right now is let's just go ahead and start working on this. So this is going to be perspectives. Perspective, enum. There we go. We have first person. They claim behind view. So technically, those would be like sub perspectives. And plus, a lot of games would have multiples of these. I know some like the Die Hard trilogy for the PlayStation is a good example. It's actually 3 games in one. The first one happens to be a wasn't it top down? I actually don't remember. The main thing is I remember the second one was it was on the rail shooter. So it was you looking at the screen and then screen and then shooting enemies. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a lot of this. Oh, we are definitely gonna have to figure out a lot of this. Diagonal down. What does that mean? I think this is isometric. This is isometric. Oh, whoops. Isometric perspective means that it is at that kind of 2/3 angle looking down. side view is, yeah, that's the very traditional like Mario and such. So I guess side view works. Yeah, I guess side view works here. Whoops. Side view. Text-based spreadsheet. I did not know that that was a perspective. I'm just going to get rid of that one. I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, so let's see here. Why are you complaining? Oh, it's probably because of top-down. Last one. Top-down. This will be the 6th one. Top-down perspective. There we go. Okay, nice. All right, so now we have those set up, and this is still complaining. Why are you complaining? Oh, I see why. There we go. Okay, so there's the index, there's the code. We can worry about these for later. There we go. Since we're getting rid of these categories right here, we can get rid of them for now. Keep things nice and simple there. There we go. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. So there, the perspective one is done. Now, yeah, I guess we'll just set it there for now. That's perspective done. For game categories, we haven't done that yet. Let's go ahead and get these game categories done. Let's just pick a couple for now. So we'll do... Surprisingly, first-person shooter actually is also a game category. So we'll go with shooter. So we have shooter, we have platformer. What other genres can we think of? There we go. Actually, maybe we should... I know. You know what? AI is all the rage. Why don't we, rather than us doing the research, let's get that involved. AI can be our friend. So here's the code right here. Okay, let's do this. Since we're going to have AI help us, here's Poe. Poe is our best friend. Why is Poe our best friend? Because Poe allows us to use AI models when you're not allowed to. Whoops. Whoops, I'm moving the wrong thing. There it is. So where can I put Poe? I think the best spot to put Poe is like that. And he can hang out down here. No, I think we'll put Poe. Nah, we'll just put it right up here. Poe can block while we do this. So let's go ahead and see. But rather than, so let's see here. Okay, then let's ask it a question. Let's ask it a question. All right. In Python, write an enum for the different perspectives for video games. There we go. Run. All right, let's see here. Does it work? Does it work? No. Oh, kind of. Side scrolling. Oh, virtual VR. Oh, hey, there we go. That's good. That's good. All right. Remove all comments. Just provide the code. Okay then. Oh yeah, this is. Let's do this. This will help us speed things up along quite nicely. Okay. Oh yeah, this will help us speed up things quite nicely. We'll have to do some brief modifications. We could probably get it to work for us though. So, okay, all right. Let's get our prompt up. Let's get our prompts up and running too. So let's see here. Here we go. Okay, last thing. So the formatting for the listing should look or should follow this structure. All right then. So let's see here. This will be the perspective equal to, this will be n, and this will be the, let's see, n, name, description. N is a incrementing value. Name is the lowercase of the category. Description is a brief sentence describing the document. Okay. Sorry, not document it. Oh, no, not document. Oh. Hopefully it understands what I'm saying. I think it did. It kind of, yeah, it did. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Perfect. Let's copy this. Paste that into here. There we go. So first person, third person, top down, isometric, side scrolling, over the shoulder, fixed camera, VR, and text space. I think besides, it didn't have, oh, over the shoulder is behind view. So I think that works. The only one that's missing is audio. But yeah, okay, that's good. All right, there we go. That's good. Okay, then that looks perfect. Let's go ahead and add in description. All right. Okay, perfect. There we go. Our enum is set up for here. So let's do the same thing for genres. All right. All right, you did well, ChatGPT-4o. For that, you deserve a sweet... You're a Meeseeks, so goodbye. Goodbye, Meeseeks. Chatbot. Now let's do this one here. So in Python... Let's see here. In Python, write an enum for video game genres. Provide the code with no comments. The structure of the... Let's see here. The structure of the entries are as follows. Let's see here. Genre. Oh, We should probably separate this out into its own separate file. So genre equals n code description, where n is in increment value, code is the genre name, and description is a short explanation of the genre. There. Aha, now run. Do you work? What genres do you come up with? You came up with 10. Well, alright. We'll stick with that. Alright, let's grab that. So these are game categories. Let's go ahead and put that there. So this will be code. Let's change this out. All right. Let's see here. Let's change that out. So we'll paste that over. We'll delete you. Oh. So you happen to be property and code. And then we'll simply return code. There we go. Now let's get this in here as well. Code. Code. And then here's code. There we go. Perfect. Let's see here. Anything else that needs to be... We should probably get rid of this. Oh, yeah, we'll probably get rid of that because we don't need it. And let's fix up the double properties. And we don't need that for now, right? There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, nice. Now let's see here. Let's get our good friend Meeseeks to help some more out. So provide more examples of genres. All right. Okay, nice. We have it added in horror. There we go. Okay. All right, nice. Now the next thing we want to do is provide more examples. Do not append. Just provide the new examples. There we go. Nice. Ooh, nice. All right. Let's see how many we can get it to do before it craps out. Again. I want all your thingies. Platform fighter. Haha. Now it's getting into subgenres. Okay. Let's just keep farming it and see if we can see what it'll do. So if you remember in our documents, yeah, we have genre and then subgenre and then perspective, gameplay. So we will need to separate out the different. We did perspective actually. Let's go ahead and get this situated. So this is going to be a This is an enum. This is going to be an enum field. Though it really needs to be a list field. This is going to be a list of enums. So this is going to be, so there's going to be a list of enum. There you go, list field. And then the DB field is going to be perspective. We're just going to call it perspective. Perspectives. There we go. Okay. Actually, thinking about it, maybe we should see about expanding it, because if you notice, I made a dict field. Maybe I should make an enum list field as well. Okay, let's go ahead and see here. Enum list field. And we're going to simply import in a list field here. There we go. Technically, we're going to copy all of this. Because this is going... We're really just... There we go. Then we need to change the validation. So, validate. So, if not is instance... And this is going to be list. And we're simply going to rate... Well, actually, because this is a list field... Really, all we... no, we have... Yeah, yeah, sure. Alright, then. So, for... val in... value... Let's see here. We're going to return... Let's see here. We're going to be validating. So, if not is instance, this will be val. And again, this is going to be self dot class enum or enum class. Then we'll raise a validation error. In this particular case, I'm just going to copy this. Copy this. Because technically this is going to be very similar. There we go. But there is no key. So we should probably rename that. So value blah, is not a valid member of the enum group. Okay. All right, then bind to Mongo. Oh, again, I'm just gonna, as I said, I'm just gonna copy all of these and then just modify them for list purposes. That's what I'm gonna do. There we go. So because this is a simple list, we can just simply do that. There's no value, there's no items. It's just val. There you go. In fact, this is extremely alright. Actually, technically, because of the fact that this is going to be an enum, so we should probably put down what this is. So, code. Because we're setting it, I should probably set a standard for all of these. Standard enum. Code should be one of them. And then lastly, here is this one. And to Python, we're going to go in here. We're going to get our class. There we go. This is just a basic item. There we go. Okay. There's an error. There's going to be a problem here, though, because, well, technically, they're all going to be strings, because this is only going to accept a list of enums. So theoretically, I don't really need to have if this instance is a string, because it's going to be all... Well, yeah, we don't even need that one, because it's going to be all enum regardless. Technically, the same thing can be set up here. The key is... Actually, the key is going to be... The key is what the enum is. Self dot enum class key, and then the value. There we go. And again, we don't really need that because it's the key that's being modified. There we go. Perfect. All right. Those are set. And with that being said, let's go back over here. So this is now going to be an enum list field. We're going to take in perspectives. There we go. There's that one, and then where's my enum? Oh, okay, we call it perspective enum. All right, I'm fine with that. There we go. Okay, nice, nice. Oh, we should probably import this too. All right, there we go. Okay, gameplay. Interface, settings, narrative. For being, or category-wise, these are all... Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think that the Moby games, it has a lot of good data, but it also feels a bit lopsided, especially when it comes to certain aspects. And especially when it comes to certain aspects, it feels a bit lopsided. Either way, let's continue here. Let's continue. So we have ourselves perspectives. We are going to do genre. Theoretically, these are all going to be list fields now. Genre, subgenre, gameplay, these are all list fields that will contain our... It will contain a list of what they are. Let's see here. Gameplay. Interface. I do not think vehicular is yeah, I don't think we need that. I'm gonna get rid of that setting. And then last but not least, narrative. Okay, let's get ChatGPT to mess with some of these things now. All right, ChatGPT. Okay then. So this Meeseeks has done its purpose. Let's go ahead and copy this code here. There we go. Goodbye, Mr. Meeseeks. Now then. So this is now going to be... What's our next one again? Our next one was... Let's do setting. Let's create a setting enum. All right then. Setting. So in Python, write an enum for video game. Oh, be quiet. Settings. Well, come on, stop barking. Why are you barking anyway? Why are you barking? Yeah, literally. Why are you barking? Quit grumbling. Yesterday he had a... Yeah, yesterday he ended up squeaking on, like on stream. Come to find out, because he's been chewing he has a hard plastic toy and he's been chewing it, and he got some of it in his fur, and it ended up poking him. So yesterday he got a bath. He should be very happy now with his... He actually is going to need to get a haircut too. I think that's why he's feeling much better. Like he's going to start barking and grumbling now. Okay, in Python, write an enum for video game settings. Provide code and comments. Okay then. We should probably give a brief descriptor. So, the setting is the... Okay, what would one call for the narrative setting? Because this is this is fantasy, sci-fi, steampunk. These are the types of settings: modern, historic. So I guess the setting is the... Let's assume that... Let's see if it works. Okay, let's assume that it just knows what I'm talking about. Let's see here. It did not know what I was talking about. These are genres. Oh, I put here genre name. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, and we actually use the wrong one. ChatGPT 4.0 is our friend. Code is the setting name. This will be a short explanation of the setting. All right. Now then, let's see. I know. In order to help this out, in order to help ChatGPT 4 out, let's type in video game setting description. Let's see here. A video game takes place in a wide variety of different environments. The game has gone a set of environments. I think this will work. Environments. Then let's use that one. Oh, I forgot to change these things. So, settings. Setting is the video game environment the story takes place in. I forgot the N. There we go. All right, go, run. Do you work? Yes, it did. There we go. Fantasy, sci-fi, yep. Fantasy realm. It doesn't need the realm part, but I think that's good. Okay. Yeah, fantasy realm and fantasy are they're the same thing. Okay, we're going to go ahead and copy these ones because these make... Well, horror is a genre. So we don't need that one either. Okay, so this will be the setting enum. There we go. Let's copy our perspectives enum real quick. There we go. Let's go ahead and, since most of this stuff is roughly the same, we can just simply copy and paste this. There we go. Okay. Yep. Index, code, description, and then this is not a rating system, so we do not need this code right here. But there we go. All right then. So nice. And we need to change the name. This is a setting enum. I don't think I need the T, but we'll keep that there for now. Okay. All right. So let's see here. We have fantasy, sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, historical, medieval, cyberpunk, steampunk, medieval. Let's try and get it to generate more. So generate more examples. Do not append. Here we go. All right, space opera. That is a sub setting. Supernatural, no. Western, no. Underwater. Underwater. Could that be classified as a setting? Dystopia, utopia, mythological, jungle, Arctic. These are okay. We're getting into more. We're getting into more environment stuff rather than settings. But I do like the idea of utopia, dystopia, and underwater and mythological. These. All right, so let's go ahead and copy these over too. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think that's good for setting. Setting enum. You can now have that one. There we go. Let's import that in. So setting enum is perspective enum is done. We should probably get rid of this one because this we don't need that class. So perspective enum is set, setting enum is set. We have our different this should be renamed. So we should just call this the enum. What should we call this? Yeah, what should we call this? All right, well, let's see here. Rating systems, perspective, enum. Where are, here you are, right here. Let's rename, let's refactor and rename you. So we're going to call this the enum fields. Enum field docs. Actually, we should just call them enum fields because that's technically what they are. We are extending the different fields to incorporate enum. That way we can keep typing all prevent a lot of shenanigans that could potentially happen in a rather chaotic environment. I think that's a good way to describe it. Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to describe it. These are the enum fields. We have our enum dict field. We have our enum list field. If I can think of any other ones, then we'll work on incorporating those as well. Let's see here, but yeah, there we go. Settings. So we have our setting. I should probably... No, this is good. This is good. Structurally, this is quite good. Next on the list. Interface gameplay. Let's see, we have genre. I was working on that one. Now, those should be the game categories. There we go, game categories. Actually, I wonder. I could theoretically put all of the, because subgenre could just simply be, it could just be genre, but maybe we'll do that for now. We'll put them like this. That just means we'll have to expand game categories later. Perspectives, gameplay. All right, gameplay. So what's the difference between genre and gameplay? I technically don't think there is a difference between genre and gameplay. Or interface, which is very strange. Narrative. Now, what about narrative? Narrative would be first person and third person. There isn't surprisingly a lot of narrative differences. So why don't we do that? So again, we're having Meeseeks help us. All right, Meeseeks. Thank you for helping. You get to... Yeah, thank you, Meeseeks, for helping. You now get to die. There you go. So write this for video game. Actually, what were we calling it? Narrative. Okay. So narrative. I'm going to say narrative types. I don't exactly know how to describe it, so we're just going to let ChatGPT, in its infinite wisdom, figure it out. What we'll put here is narrative, code description, and then we just need to change it over here. So this is the code is the narrative name. And diff is a short description about the narrative. Narrative type. We should probably put type right here as well, just to make sure that it doesn't crap itself. We don't want these things crapping themselves. We really don't. Linear, branching, open world. Oh, these are much more differently than I was thinking. This is actually a much, hey, that's much nicer than I was thinking. Because I was thinking of, when it came to narrative, when I was thinking of narrative, I was thinking more along the lines of, as he said, linear, and then first person, third person. So that first person means that you're hearing the story from the character in question. Third person is there's a narrator, someone outside of the story who is talking. You then also had a reliable and unreliable narrator. For instance, a reliable one could be the third person, where you're just saying the events, what's occurring. An unreliable narrator is somebody who is skewing the perspective of the book or of the story, whether they are aware of it or not. A perfect example is, have you ever seen a story where you're following a psychotic person? This crazy person is the one telling the story. So because of that, as you go through the story and you hear their thoughts, you see their actions, you can't really trust if what they're doing or what you see what's going on is accurate. Because in real life, it would be completely different. I think a good example of a story that has an unreliable narrator would be Catch-22. Because in the story Catch-22, you're following somebody who is clearly crazy. He is clearly insane. He even says it himself that, why would he want to go to war and kill people he doesn't know? He wants to first get to know the people before he can kill them. But then if he can get to know them and he knows who they are, then he would be like, well, why should I kill them then? So it's pretty clear that he's not a really very reliable narrator. So yeah, I was thinking of those things. But in this case, it kind of gives us a list of how the story is being told. For instance, a linear story, which is just straightforward. Branching, as in you have multiple endpoints and routes. Open world, which isn't really a narrative type, but I get the idea. The idea is that they put you in a sandbox and then you just uncover various elements. Emergent, which pretty much means the player dictates how the story unfolds, while non-linear is a lot like Beyond Two Souls, if anyone remembers seeing that game. In Beyond Two Souls, they pretty much, you went through the life of the protagonist, but it was all out of order. It was all scattered. I think sandbox and open world could theoretically be the same thing. We're going to copy this. We're going to copy this. We're going to duplicate you. Where are you? Copy. I think I'm going to have to recopy my thing. Paste. This is narrator enum, or narrative enum. There we go. Narrative enum. Can I paste it? And no, I can't. Yes, it did not work. Okay, let's go. Let me go grab these again. All right, let me go grab these again. Let me go paste it here. There we go. Okay. Alright, I think that's good. Narrative enum. There we go, narrative enum. All right, let's go ahead and update our branch here. Where are you? Here it is, right here. This one. There we go. All right. Let's import that as well. All right, so far so good. Okay, okay. Yeah, this saves a lot of typing. There we go. So narrative is done. Now, granted, while all of these are, we will have to write a compatibility kind of layer where we will be doing comparisons between this and what's actually out there, because I don't think many of the, I would like to think that Meeseeks is providing the general understanding of the environment when it comes to these types of categories, but it could just be spouting nonsense. I really don't know. These do sound fairly like you would see these when someone starts categorizing video games, so it shouldn't be too off keter. Either way. So here we go. We have our narrative done. We have our setting done. Okay, what's the last one on our list? Genre. So I think maybe that might actually be it for that might be it for categories. Okay. Yeah, I think that might be it for categories. All right. Okay then, so let's see here. We have define the rating embedded documents. Oh. Yeah, we decided not to go with YAML, which is nice. Include score and amendums. Oh yeah, yeah. This is for the rating system. Yeah, this is for the rating system. This is something for completely different. Oh yeah, that was for the PEGI and such. Let's see where. Yeah, because we were doing that. The rating system is right here. ESRB, Sierra, PEGI. Actually, let's see. Let's check Meeseeks. Since Meeseeks is being quite friendly with us, let's see if Mr. Meeseeks can help with this one too. All right, Mr. Meeseeks. You did your task, which means you get to die. So there you go. Now then, let's try this. So video game rating systems. A global rating. Global rating systems. We'll call this rating system. Increment. This will be the rating system name. Short explanation of the... well, yeah, we'll just do that for now. Rating system. Oh, and we should probably also... we should probably see if it can do a bit more. So this will be a list. And this will be the ratings. There we go. And then list ratings is a list of all the ratings within the system. All right, go. All right, Mr. B6, can you do it? It looks like it's... Let's see here. It looks like it actually kind of worked. Oh, 1% point remaining. Oh, balls. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, we'll have to... Oh, this is the wrong... This is the assistant. All right. I wonder if we still have it for... Okay, let's copy this real quick. Let's see. I wanted to use that one. Let's see here. Can I still do it? No. Oh, yeah, I'm out of points. Oh, balls. I'm out of points. Okay. Okay. Well, we managed to get Mr. Meeseeks to help us far enough. So let's go ahead and just copy these for now. Let's go ahead and copy these for now. get them into here. I noticed that my original setup is a little bit different, so... Yeah, my original setup is a little bit different. Because if you notice here, I was having a dictionary which would hold all of the different ratings. It also helped with determining what the age range was. But this works pretty well for now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a tack in this. We'll worry about that later. For now, it's now time for trying to... Now what we need to do is we need to start building scrapers. Let's start doing that. So this should be a... so let's see here. We have our database code, enums, Mongo. Database happens to be the different data. This is the... I think I'm going to change this. This is not database. Let's call this what it really is. These are scrapers. That's what these are. This is going to be a parser. So these are parsers. And what we need is scrapers. But this happens to be, let's see here. We'll call this Selenium, because that's what we'll be using. There we go. There we go. Okay. So these are scrapers, parsers, and then Selenium. New Python. And this will be GameFAQs. Selenium. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So let's see here. So GameFAQs, Selenium. There we go. Oh, no, not select. Selenium. There we go. And this will be a... So we'll call it GameFAQs scraper. This is not this is a class. There we go. Okay then. We theoretically need to make the actual scraper first. Because we're going to be using this relatively the same code over and over and over again, it might be wise to build a base class and then we can either inherit it or we can just call it in. I think I'll just... So yeah, what we should do is we should probably build a base class first. So let's go ahead and do that. Selenium base. There we go. Actually, I think actually having a base class would be much better. All right then. So this will be Selenium base. I think, I'm trying to think. How should we have it set up? Old way that I set it up was I just created an instant, or I made it a singleton, I made it a singleton, I would extract out, or that way whoever imported it would have the exact same, everything the exact same. And then I also set it up, actually technically, the way I set it up a bit more obtusely. I think this time around I'm going to make it I will actually make it a singleton. So let's do that first. Let's see here. Let's import in our... All right. Okay. Instance... Or we should call this registry. There we go. And this will be a list of, well, this will be a list. This will be a list of instances. So, oh, type var selenium. Actually, I should probably look that up. I'm technically following how I was taught to do it, but I wonder if there's a more better way to do it. Well, we should probably bring in type var. There we go. Because this always says that it wants t. See, the argument of type var must be a string equal to the variable name in which it is assigned. But I'm assigning this based off of the class. I do, yeah, that's kind of what I was. Let's see, is there any other? Let's see here. It's a bit, it is worth doing checking to make sure, because I'm trying to get rid of as many of these complaints as possible. So Python type var. Typing. We have many different types. We are currently doing, there it is. Oh, new type. New type, user ID, int, and then we create user ID, and then from here we can then do that. So use the new type helper to create distinct types. I wonder if that counts of what I want. All right, which type var? Here we go, the generals. Type, oh, come on, you, where are you? Type var, there we go. Yeah, I know it's a generic, but I want to know more about it. Come on, where is the actual, here it is, type var, okay. Typing type var. Typing variable tuple, specialized form of type variable, which enables variadic generics. Type variable tuples can be declared in type parameter lists using a single asterisk from or before the name. All right, but okay, that's kind of not what we're trying to do here, though. I want to know about this particular error. Yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, let me move this down here so you can kind of see the coding environment. So if you look here, you can see it says t equals type var, and then I have the class that I'm going to do. This is how I was taught to do it. But I never actually really used PyCharm until just recently. So because of that, it now keeps showing up this. The argument type var must be a string equal to the variable. So I'm trying to find out, why is this the case? What is the, why is this the case? What does this actually mean? And is there a reason why it is done this way? I don't know if they'll explain it to me. I hope I can find that, though. It's a very obtuse question, mind you. Most people don't usually care. In contrast to, let's see, in contrast to non-unpacked notations. Nope, that's not it. Or by explicitly invoking the type var tuple. A normal type variable enables parameterization with a single type. The type variable tuple, in contrast, allows parameterization of an arbitrary number of types by acting like an arbitrary number of type variables wrapped in a tuple. For example, we have this. All right. Well, I mean, I guess because it's a generic, maybe then? because the ultimate goal, because ultimately what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this as a T right here. This is going to be a T. We'll put that as a none. But the general idea is that once we do this, then when I start creating my singleton, so yeah, when I start creating my singleton, where we're going to have a define, which will be get instance, and then this will be the name of our instance. This will happen to be also, oh, this will be a string. But yeah, this will end up outputting a T as well, like so. And this, in general, this is how it's usually done. But yeah, here I'm trying to find out. So here we have an unbound variable type, and then yeah, try to find that out. Oh, you. Hello, Mr. Bot. Let me show you. Let me show you the way of the bots. Okay, and also, let me show you more of the way of the bots. Here we go. I give you what most bots love. There you go. There you go, Mr. Bot. I hope you enjoyed. But yeah, so yeah, from here, what we'll do here with this is actually going to be a class function. So this is a class method here. This will be CLS. And then if, let's see, since this is going to be a list, so if, actually, sorry, I'm going to make this a dictionary. I'm going to make this a dictionary. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make it a dictionary. So with this in mind, just like that. So now if we do a check, if name is in the list of keys. Oh. So this will be CLS dot registry keys. So if this is in there, then we're just going to simply, I should say if it's not in, then we're going to create this instance. That's what we're going to do. Else, and then lastly, we're going to simply return CLS dot registry get name. There we go. We need actually other pieces. I'm going to go ahead and just we already did this once. I'm going to go snag it and copy it. Let's see here. Open. Okay, that's not the open we're looking for. Recent projects, animation tools. We're going to attach it. Could not attach this module. Trying to load module. Da 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 da. Wait, why would it not load? Attach. It won't attach. Okay. New window then. Alright, well, new window then. That's fine. I'm fine with that. We're simply here to nab ourselves a little bit of time. Here it is, right here. We're just going to grab our singleton code. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now we have set up our singletons. So every time we call new, we're going to do a check, and then we do get instance. It will also run through and do a check. That way, all people really need to do is just call instance. And then from here, our Selenium base, we can pretty much set it up. Now, because of the fact that we have set up this to be a registry, what instead I'm going to do is modify it a bit. Because these instances are going to hold a lot of different variables, and I mean a lot of different variables. In fact, let's go ahead and start inputting in variables. There we go. So this is the, well, let's separate these out too. So this is the singleton variables. And then this happens to be the, actually we should call this class variables. Class variables. And then this will be the instance variables. All right then. So for the instances, we're going to have a variety of different things. Let's import in, let's actually import in Selenium. Let's, yeah, we'll call it Selenium. There we go. Alrighty. And we should import this in. And now, because we're also doing git instance, we should do a lot of creation as well. I did install Selenium, didn't I? Let's see here. No, I did not. Oh, I did not install Selenium. Okay, let's install it. There we go. Okay, Selenium is installed. Okay, then. All right, so Selenium is installed. So that means I should theoretically be able to import it in now. Let's see here. Where? Oh, I have too many things open. There we go. All right. I should probably keep that open because I still haven't figured that out yet. Selenium, Python. There it is, web drivers and such. There we go. There you go, thank you. Web driver. There we go. Okay. Web driver, driver.clone. Yep, there it is. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, so we want to import the web driver. Here we go. Here's a test case for setting it up. No, I think that might be it. All right. Should we use Google Chrome? I think we'll use Google Chrome for now. They can use Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Safari, WebKit, GTK, and WPE WebKit. I guess we'll stick with Chrome. Yeah, I guess we'll stick with Chrome for now. All right. So from Selenium, import WebDriver. There we go. I think we're going to, which one was it again we're going to import? Oh, we can select, ooh, we can actually define it. That means, all right, that's good to know. So this is just going to be a WebDriver. And we're going to call this driver as well so that we don't, there we go, driver. Oh, if it's going to be, if we're going to set it up, I guess we should probably just set it up to use one for now. So yeah, I think I'll just set it up to use one for now. So we'll just use the driver. All right. So this will be Chrome for now. Let's see here. There we go. And this will be the driver functions. Now that we create an instance and then we return said instance. While we created said instance, we should probably also perform a variety of other functions before we return it. That should be the setup. So that means this should be right here. We should call this function define setup driver. We'll put in type. And then this will happen to be, oh, these are actually, oh, we'll put in browser. Browser. This will be a string. And currently we'll set it to Chrome. And this will simply, this isn't going to do anything. This isn't going to return anything, but it's going to function as such. Browser. Now then, since it's Chrome, let's see here, if browser is equal to Chrome. Yeah, this is a bit winky, but anyway. Then this will be self dot driver is equal to WebDriver.Chrome. There we go. And we should probably also start setting up some of the other files as well. Oop, what are you complaining about? Chrome is not callable. But I thought we were calling it. Oh, capital. Okay. Capitalization is important. Okay, there. There we go. Okay. So we're importing in Chrome. So now that we have, we should probably also set up some of the parameters. Let's see here. Let's see here. I have a couple things that we want to do. So these are the driver functions. I should probably change this to setup functions. There we go. Define, let's see here, define go to URL. And in this case, this will be a URL, which will be a string. Yeah, I know. So I'm just thinking right now. So the first thing we want to do is see if URL is going to be equal to self.driver current URL. Then we're just going to return nothing. We pretty much are already where we are. However, if it's not the same, then we'll simply go self.driver get, and then this will be the URL. But we need to make sure that the URL is proper. Well, it should work fine, I think. But one of the also things is that we should add in some delays here. Part of me feels like we can just use, well, we should really not use sleep. If I recall, there should be a function that allows us to wait. Is something wait? Let's see, there's driver get, not assert. We're just looking for, okay, where's the Selenium documentation? Selenium with Python. I think this is it. Yeah, here we go, the documentation. Let's go look this up. We're simply looking for WebDriver waiting. Let's see here. Waits. WebDriver wait. Yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah. WebDriver wait, and we select the driver. All right, so so WebDriver. I think we can just call. wait, I remember setting it. Yeah, here it is, WebDriver wait, and then we put the driver in. Yeah. So we should also keep track of that as well. So this will be simply a WebDriver wait. Oh. Actually, let's make that one. There we go. But we should probably import it in. And then last but not least, we should also set that up here when we're making it. Right here. And then self.wait, which will equal WebDriver wait, self.driver. And we set this to the maximum, 30. All right then, so now we have that set. All right, last thing I want to do is we're going to also import in time. I know that it's very hokey, but it should be worth it. Because the idea is that I want to theoretically wait should allow the thing to fully load, but I notice sometimes it doesn't do that. So I'm going to just go ahead and impose actual waits for our scraper. So with this case, it's usually something along the lines of sleep. We'll put down delay. And then here we can simply call it. There we go, int. And let's import in sleep as well. There we go. And last but not least, I should probably actually set this. I should probably set a default. Oh yeah, I should probably set a default. So let's go with 6 seconds. 6 seconds after we start loading the URL. I think that's good. Let's see here. WebDriver wait. So these are the implicit waits. And then those, I think this should be fine the way we have it set up. I think that should be fine. All right. So let's see here. We now have go to URL. Anything else that we might need to do other than... Actually, I could think of a lot of things. I could think of a whole lot of things. For instance, one of the functions should probably be login or Google login. Google account login. In this particular case, we're not going to... we will have to create a file in here. Oh. Let's see here. It should not be part of the core. It should be over here. We'll call this the parameters. I guess parameters. Yeah, I can't think of anything better. Parameters. All right, and we'll go simply create a file. This will be a JSON file. But this will be pretty much the for lack of bad dictionary knowledge, we'll just call it parameters again. And then from here, we're going to just simply create a list. We'll have to create our login. But, yeah, so this will be the Google name. Yeah, we'll have to create this. I guess... All right, let's go ahead and we'll keep this for now. So there you go. The Google name, Google password. We'll figure something out. But then from here, what we can then do is... Yeah, we'll keep this as a Python file. I was going to make it a JSON, but we'll keep it as a Python. All right. Yeah, well, I'll have to create it separately, but the main point is that we can pull it. We'll pull in the login credentials. Oh, that should be it. There we go. I just thought of the word. Credentials. And theoretically, this should not be tracked. Oh yeah, this should not be tracked. Get... I want to untrack you. All right. All right, if you're not going to let me do it there. Let's see here. There it is. CD parameters. Get... all right then. So there it is. So get restore staged potentials.py. Oh, whoops. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we're not tracking it anymore. Good. Yeah, that's not... We're not tracking the credentials. We're not. If anything, I should probably go hide the credentials outside of source code. In fact, that's probably exactly what I'm going to do. Credentials, you have been upgraded. You're no longer in the source code. There we go. All right. Okay. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And while we're at it, I actually think maybe I'm going to separate this a bit more. Because the scrapers are technically not part of the core, so let's move that over here. There we go, and then from here we can have our parsers and then the Selenium scrapers. There we go. All right, and as I mentioned, because we're going to be setting this up so that we'll be running it with something, like a run deck or something. Yeah, run deck. What is the name of that operator code? I forget. Let's do a quick search. Run deck. Yeah, here it is. This one. We're gonna have to install this and use this. Run deck. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should try and install this now. We just want to download run deck. Download. Ooh, they have a Docker form version. I don't have Docker installed though. Choose your install. Yeah, I don't have Docker installed. They want me to sign up. Oh, why you want me to sign up? You? I don't want you to sign up. Just give me the file and let me use run deck and I'll call it a day. Maybe we should set up Docker. Oh boy, okay, Docker. Ubuntu Docker docs. Where are you? All right, that's the help. Wait, that was the helper docs. Okay. or I should say the hub. Docs.darker. For the package, you install these. Okay. Install using apt-get. Okay. Well, this is definitely telling me all the different ways to install it. Maybe we'll wait on this. Maybe we'll wait on this. The main point is that because if we have our scrapers, we're going to end up having our... We're going to split these up a bit more. So we have our parsers and selenium. This will be the I always... Okay, we're going to have main. It's not the... These are not mains. What's the other thing called? Sub? No. Service? No. Background? Backend? Opposite of main. Secondary. No. Okay. No assist. As in main function. So, what's the opposite of main as in main function? All right, I don't know. Let's just put something down. Let's just pick something. We'll call it service. There we go. We have our mains and we have our services. Our services will be the code here. And then for main, it will be what we can end up calling with Docker. So in this case, we will also have our parsers. So this will be a parsers. And our selenium as well. There we go. Okay, and we can simply, let's see, since we are working on, we'll go ahead and create a new function right here, a new Python file, and we'll call this the GameFAQs Selenium main. There we go. And then from here, what we can do is we'll simply, this will just simply be a main function. So main function to run the Selenium extraction tool. Yep, main functions are on the Selenium extraction tools. Or GameFAQs. There we go. Okay, nice. Nice. All right. We'll worry about adding more to that later. We'll worry about doing that later too. Right now we're back to here, so we'll have to do a login. I really need to start digging into the login. So there's a lot of to-dos here, but there's the logging into Google, and then there is, let's see here. So going to our particular URLs, log into Google, scrolling the web page. So we need to do that as well. Scroll the web page. So scroll web page. And this should be distance and integers. And in this particular case, yeah, this is just basically scrolling. Driver dots. Let's see here. So let's see here. Where is the... Not get cookies, not get... Oh, actually, we should also probably do a saving pictures. There's all, for instance, screenshots of the URL actually would be quite helpful. I wonder if I can write one to also work with, because we're going to have to bypass the. A lot of the websites currently are now being protected by Cloudflare, and because of that, scraping is actually going to be very, very difficult. So I might have to do a little bit of finagling there in order to try and get it to not be acknowledged as a bot and then banned. Let's see here. I forget. Oh, that was this. All right then. Scroll URL. Hey, there it is. Okay. Find element, and then we go the. All right. So find element. Oh, I've actually that just reminded me of. That reminded me an awful lot of things. All right then. Action chain, scroll by an amount, and then perform. Yeah, this actually kind of reminded me of a lot of things. Because, let's see here. We're going to scroll the URL, but we also need to find... So, go to element. Go to web element. In this particular case, it's going to be... an actual web element. We're actually so this will be elements. This is actually going to be a web element. And all this is going to do is scroll to it. Yeah, let's get everything written out. And then from here, we're also going to have go to this is going to be the name of the element. I don't think we need to worry about that for now then. We can do it as we go. But yeah, we have to go to element. We want to do a dynamic scrolling. So once we find the element, we're going to do we want to do dynamic scrolling. So there'll be distance, type, the scroll type. And then, let's see here, this will be a string. I'm busy thinking. What to add. So scrolling the web page is actually a little bit more complicated. It's not just distance. We actually have our starting point. We then have our end point. So this is no longer distance. This is end point. And then from here, we then decide how we're going to scroll. Because if you remember, it was supposed to be a... Oh, we were just looking at it. Here, find elements. And then scroll to set elements. Chromium only. Interesting. I kind of remember there be... maybe it's something new. Scroll from origin. That's okay. Scroll iframe. There's a lot. These are the actions. Action chains. All right. Scroll from an offset of origin element by given amount. So scroll origin 0 to 200. Here is the scroll from an element with an offset. So scroll origin from elements. All right. And then this is scroll from an element by a given amount. Okay, well they all take action chains. So let's they all take action chains. So let's go ahead and import the action chains in. Oh. Let's see here. And if I recall, current position, this is going to be an int self.driver.current. Oh, not. Oh yeah, we're going to have to do window handles as well. So that's another thing we'll have to keep track of. But let's see here. We want our position. So get window position. And then, there we go. Expected type int got a dictionary instead. All right. Stretch. Stretching. All right, we have our driver, we have our weight, we have our handles. This is going to be a list of strings, actually, or a dictionary that will have a list of strings followed by handles. I wonder if handles is the... I'm trying to remember. Let's see, handles, is that the correct one? No, it's not. Okay. Do. Oh, I know exactly where to get it from. I know exactly where to get it from. Let's go over here to the get window position because it wants a handle. See, Windows handle right here. So if it's not equal to current, see, warning, if the window handle is not equal to current, then we're going to only current window is supported for WCC browser compatible browsers. All right. All right. Where is the... All right. When push comes to shove, we just start messing with things. I'm going to start running this. We'll put this as a string for now, but I know it's not a string. I remember the first time I set this up, it was not a string. Oh, what are you grumbling about? My dog is grumbling again. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh. 1 second, I got a message I need to respond to. A quick message. Let's see here. All right, there we go. Okay, I've responded. Okay. So let's just start running things. So I'm going to just go ahead and import everything here. Driver is equal to WebDriver dot Chrome. There we go. That should definitely load everything up. Okay, we kind of have to wait for it to finish downloading the Chrome driver. Waiting. Oh, it's taking its sweet time. I guess while we're waiting for that to finish, let's go ahead and continue over. Oh, of course. Haha, all right, there we go. Chrome is testing. It's only automated testing. For regular browsing, download Chrome. Well, I don't want to download Chrome. I just want... Actually, since Chrome is not installed on here, I wonder if it's going to have trouble. Well, either way, what we want is... There we go. It's now open. It is now open. So let's go ahead and do this. Driver dot... We want to get the handle. Oh. There we go. Okay. So we now have that driver dot. We should be able to get our handles. Oh. Cookies, credentials, pin screenshots, window sizes, attributes, window position. Oh, no. Stop. Come on. Stop. No, that's enough from you. Come on. Okay, come here. Come here. No barking. Come on. What is wrong with you? Why are you barking? Okay, you be good now, alright? You be good. Yeah. Okay, be good. Come on, out again. Nope. Okay, go on out. Out you go. Out. Go on. Go on, out you get. He has no clue what he's barking at. He's just barking for some strange reason. Alright. Let's see here. Downloadable files? No. Cookies? Syncs? No. Web log? No. Window? No. Window handles. Wait, is it just window handles? Oh my, it is just window handles. Okay. Alright then, so... Okay then, so here it is. We want the first one. Is this just a string? And the short answer is... Yes, it is. Okay, so yeah, perfect. So what we're going to do then is we're going to start storing these things. Oh, and the other one showed up. Okay, you. Now I have the other one in here. There. Why don't you lay down? Oh, you, there you go. Oh, come here. Come on, go lay down. There you go. Good girl. And you, go lay down. I am now being swamped with dogs. They're everywhere in here. Oh my. I will not be able to move pretty soon. Alright, anyway. So the handle is also a string, which is good to know. So that means what we can do is we can start creating tabs. So with that being in mind, we're going to simply have a set of, we'll have a set of tabs. So let's see here. First things first. If right here, okay. So we set up our driver, we set up our, the weight, and then the last thing we want to do is self.driver.windowHandles. And because we set this up, there should be a one at the very first one. So this very first one is simply going to be, well, let's see here. That'll be self.handles. And then from here, we'll simply call this the main. So main. So main handle. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and add this to the const up here. I'm going to put here, this will be instance const. All right. This will be main handle string. We'll call that main. There we go. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now what we do is we're going to simply do that. When we set up our driver, once it's all set up, we will then add in main. And then from here, we can then simply add in a function which will be add tab. This will be the tab name. String. Oh. Driver, and then let's see here. Oh, I'm trying to remember. The main point is we're going to get the handle. So let's see here. Current window handle. And then this will simply be self.handles. And then this will be the tab name. There we go, like that. Okay. Now, granted, this means that this would theoretically be if we hop over to the current handle. Let's see here. Oh. We want to be in here. We'll add in, so, open new tab. I see lots of Java and a lot of Colton. Yes, a lot of Java and a lot of Colton. And no Python? No Python examples? None? No? All right, well, let's go over here to drivers. I don't see them here. Wait, no. All right, Selenium. Python add tab. There we go. Working with windows and tabs. There we go. We should probably import this as well right here. I remember this is actually very important. I haven't set it up right now, but it's going to be quite important later. Because I remember it all over the place. There we go. All right then. So here we go. There's the get, there's the wait, there's the original handle. Find elements. Oh yeah, we'll have to do clicking elements as well. Besides just going to them, we'll also have to click them. So let's see here. Loop through windows. There's the wait until. Switch to and then window. And this is the original window. Yeah, we're going to be doing switch tabs. Create a new tab. Here we go. Switch to new window tab. So opens a new tab and switches to the tab. Here we go. So this is right here. This will create our new tab. Oh, that's actually perfect. Oh, that actually is this combined with what I was just looking at. This one right here. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Oh, nice. So now we have switch. We'll create a new tab, and then we will store that with the tab name. Technically, we just really need to know the handle. So, and that's what we're doing with the tabs. So as long as we know the tab. Oh, yeah. I think this should be fine. I think this should be fine. All right then. So with that in mind, I'm just doing a quick peek. So EC, which we should probably start looking through this example here, because I know that there's a lot of stuff that we're going to need. Wait for the new tab window, or the new window or the tab. So wait until this number of windows to be 2. All right. Driver, find element. And then we click said element. Okay. All right then. All right, so let's see here. So go to URL, add tab. I think I should probably split these up a bit more. So we have the basic driver functions, which will be... No, we won't split it up for now. I think this is fine here. So, but what we can do is we can organize a bit. Add tab, go to web elements. Go to web elements. Oh. But the other thing is click web elements. Elements. Web elements. None. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab this here. There we go. So theoretically, we don't really need the find set element. Let's see here. Web element dot click. This is going to be the web element. Let's see here. For me, I would rather do this by. All right, let's import that in. I actually kind of think that it would be nicer if we did this by. Oh, the XPath. There it is. XPath. There you go. Yeah, I kind of like XPath. All right then. So let's think real quick. So click web element by XPath. There we go. This will simply be XPath, which will happen to be a string. And then this right here will simply be cut right here. Put that there. Elements is what we're going to be clicking. So let's see here. So this will be XPath. And then we need to know we need to know our current actually I think it should be fine because it should be all current. But now that we have that, self.click web elements, and then this will be web elements. There we go. Okay. There we go. And this is going to find ourselves a web element. All right then. Now that we have that, we have click elements. Oh, what are you complaining about? It appears to be static. Yes, I know you might think you're static, but we'll leave you there for now. So the reason why I want to do this is because when we're going to do something fairly similar here. We're going to find set element. Now we're going to do the same thing up here. We're going to let's see here. So go to web element by XPath. This will be the XPath, which happens to be a string. Then we'll simply do this again, where we get our web element, and then from here we're going to then call. Let's see. We're going to now go to web element, and I'm thinking. There we go, web element. And then last but not least, this will simply be, this is where we're scrolling. So yeah, this is where we'll be doing the scrolling. So if we recall, I'm currently trying to set it up to just to be a scrolling instance. Find elements by link a text, new window. Or window handle, quitting the browser at the end of the session. We need to do that. We need to do that. So let's see here. So this is the setup function. So we should also set that here. Define quit session. Oh, this should be a I think maybe this should be a class function. Because we need to keep track of it, because that would be right. That would work fine right. That would work fine right there, simply just closing the session. But because we're also doing a get instance, like here we have our get instance, we should probably also set, this will be a class function. And this will be delete instance. And I think we just really need that, don't we? Because the idea would be, okay then, first things first, we need to make sure that it's there. If it's not in the keys, then we just don't need to do anything. So in this case, just return. But if it is there, then we remove it from our list of keys. So cls.registry, pop. And then from here, we'll simply pop the name. There. All right. So that should theoretically get rid of the instance. But we should also, let's see here. This will be, pop should also produce it. So this will be the DL could be download or it could be delete. So we'll just call it instance. All right then. So instance dots, and then this will be the quit session. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Oh, all right. That should be good there. So now, if we want to just completely close everything out, we can just quit it, and then we'll pop, and then we will drop the instance. We should probably put in some logs in here. So, instance not found. And then from here, this should be the name equals name. All right, let's bring in logger. Where I have a strong suspicion that. All right then. So pip install logger root. I think was that. Wait, is that how you spell it? Yeah, since I moved the instance to make more sense, it deleted a lot of the things that we installed. So loggeroo. There it is, loggeroo. Hey, yeah, there he is, right there. Okay. Hello, loggeroo. Okay, so it's just uru. Okay. I see where I was wrong. Okay. Good to know. There we go. Okay. Now let's go ahead and import this. Oh, wait, where are you, loggeroo? Oh yeah, where'd you go? Oh yeah, I don't see it. Oh. Python, prompts, buffer, try. Hi, Mongo. Okay. I installed it. I know I installed it. Let's just go over here and import. Let's import that from here. It will remember itself later. It will remember once. There you go. Wait, what? But I installed it. Right here, look. Pip install logger. I'll find them. We'll install it find them. We'll install it your way, you annoying program. Install the package already. Okay, you have. All right, it's happy. Okay. I don't know why it was being. I already installed it. Either way, there you go. Loggeroo is installed. Okay then, so instance not found. Then we have the instance name. Now let's also put this down here. And we should probably put that at the end, right here. Instance deleted. There we go. Okay. So we're tracking a little bit of that. We can probably put down some debug code, some deep logging for these things down here. Let's see here. Yeah, this presents is a. We still need to work on that, but the main thing is we're working on these right now. It claims this is static. Actually. Yeah, I'm thinking. Technically, I just want to be able to click the element from here. So, okay, okay. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think because from one of the ways that one of the big issues with Selenium, I shouldn't really say it's an issue with Selenium, but one of the things we have to consider is the fact that if the element is not on the screen, because Selenium is a browser being controlled by Python or JavaScript or whatever, whatever's running it. The main point is that because it's trying to pretend to be a human and you scroll and click and navigate through there, you're not, things that are not on screen could need to be, you have to have it on screen in order to click it. That's kind of the point. You have to have it on screen to be able to click it. And as such, you need to be navigating to them. This is one reason why we're setting up the go to web element by XPath. Because if we don't have that and we don't scroll to the element, then we can't click it. So I'm trying to think, if I do click web element, should I input into the ability to scroll straight to it? Or should I just kind of leave it like it is and then have people double up, like go to element and then click it? I think that I think keeping it separated would be better, because maybe there might be people who want to make it when, or at least I know this is all for myself, so I don't have to really think much about it, but down the road I might want to have it where, this becomes unclickable, so if it throws an error, then that means I can do something else, as opposed to try and start scrolling to it. Or I think that might be what I want. So yeah, we're going to keep it like this. We'll set this to be a static method. There we go. We'll set it for a static method for now. And then from here, let's see here. Thinking. Okay, I think, let's see here. Well, the main point is we need to add in the scrolling. So let's see, is there anything else? Oh, let's go back. There it is. We scroll wheel actions. There you go. Scroll to element. Scroll. Yeah, there it is. Scroll by amount. So I believe this one should be instantaneous, right? Regardless of whether the element is above or below the current view screen, the viewpoint will be scrolled so that the bottom of the element is at the bottom of the screen. In other words, this is instantaneous. Yeah, that's a guaranteed way to get banned. You need to pretend to be scrolling at least. So yeah, we need to pretend to be scrolling at least. So in other words, we want to do this scroll by amount. 0 happens to be the starting point. Scroll from an element by a given amount. Scroll. This scenario effectively a combination of the two above methods. To execute this, use the scroll from method and take 3 arguments. The first represents the orientation point, which we designate as the element. The second 2 will be the delta x and delta y values. If the element is out of viewpoint, it will be scrolled to the bottom of the screen. Then actually I understand what this is going on here, but I think I want to do this one. Find out where the element is located and then scroll from there to the next location gradually. Scroll from an element with an offset. Let's see here. In this scenario, when you use the scroll, the elements outside the viewpoint or the video. Okay. I think I'm curious about this one. Pass in a delta x and a delta y value and how much to scroll in the right and down directions. Negative values represent left and up respectively. So this would be x is 0, so we don't want to scroll that way, and then y is we scroll down. Actually, now I'm a bit more curious. When it says scroll down, when scroll by amount, is it going to be instantaneous or is it going to just be gradual? We should definitely load up Selenium and try it out. Actually, why don't we go ahead and do that real quick? Let's try and do that real quick. I'm very curious. Oh. All right then. There we go. There's the driver. Let's let that continue running. Oh. I think I forgot to close one of these. Oh yeah, I forgot to close one of these. Oh, okay. We better watch out. Hopefully I won't destroy my RAM usage. Okay, so now from here we want to do actions. Yeah, action chains. The driver. Then scroll to element, scroll by amount. There we go. Let's load this up. Let's just load up a website. How about we go to Google? Google's great for scrolling. Okay, let's look up something. How about we look up raccoons? Yeah, I am not a robot. Thank you. Oh, okay then. Yeah, these are fire hydrants. Now, shove it. There, I did your stupid task. Thank you. Okay then. So now let's do the scrolling. Let me see here. I'm going to move this to the side. Oh, let's see here. I think... Yeah, we'll put it right here. Okay. Now let's see here. We're going to scroll. We want to scroll down, or none in the X-plane, but 600 in the Y. I hope 600 isn't too much. Now let's see here. What happens if I do that? Oh my, this is who? The RAM is eating my RAM. Okay. Go. Commence. Please don't die. Come on, please don't die on me. Just run. There we go. And... oh, it didn't do anything. Okay, why didn't you do anything? Oh, perform. We forgot the last bit. Okay. Okay, we forgot the last bit. Okay, let's try this again. Go. And that was almost instantaneous. Let's put something even more ludicrous. 6,000. That is instantaneous. Oh my. We don't want... okay then. Yeah, we're definitely... this is what we want to do, mind you. This is exactly what we want to do, but we don't want it to be so quick. It will definitely... programs will definitely acknowledge that and go, oh, eat a bot. This be a bot. We're banning you. Okay, so we want a gradual... we want gradual. Scroll by amount. So... I think the scroll by amount would be from our current location, correct? Let's try that. Let's see here. Let's get this back up. Let's go back up here. I'm going to run this. Let's see here. Let's go with 200. Perform. How are we doing? We're down a little bit. Now let's see here. Does it step a bit more? And this is yes. Okay then. That is perfect. So that means we can theoretically just start scrolling. We don't have to worry about our start position. All right then. So yeah, we don't have to worry about our start position, which is great. But what we do need to worry... Okay, we don't need to worry about that now. We should probably keep it though, just in case. But yeah, we don't need to worry about starting position. End position is where we would like to go. Actually, I'm thinking. I'm thinking right now, because technically we just want to go to particular locations. For instance, this go to web element, that's kind of exactly what we're trying to do. So this is the whole purpose of the scrolling. So scroll web page should just be the amount. So this will be amount. And then this will be instantaneous or gradual. If it's instantaneous, so yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I do want to get rid of that at some point. So if scroll type is equal to instant, then we're just going to simply perform the action. Now we're just going to simply perform the action, and we will scroll to the amount. Now if it's gradual, elif scroll type is gradual, then here we're going to do a while statement. For here what we're doing is scrollable is true. So while scrollable, what we'll now do is we will simply perform this. But we're going to adjust the amount that we're going to scroll. Technically, this would be much easier if this was just going to a particular... Technically, this would be much easier if we were not defining a specific amount. So, yeah, we don't need this to be scrollable. We need to have this be the final. This is the cumulative scroll, so... And this will be an int. And this will be a 0. There we go. So while cumulative... I spelled it wrong. Thank you. There we go. While cumulative scroll is not equal to amount. There we go. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to simply... Yeah, from here, what we're going to do is we're going to simply define the scrolling. So let's see here. Let's see here. In this case, I want to use random. I think rand int. It's from random, so from random import. There it is, randint. There it is. Okay then. Ah, here we go. Randint. Right here. And we want it to be from 0 to... Oh, this is actually a good question. How many times should we do it? I want to make everything as random as possible. That way tracking will be a little bit more difficult. Because the last thing we want to do is to be tracked doing this. We'll set this to 100 for now, but we need to make that random. And this will be steps. This will be step. Now then. We need to do a quick test. If... Oh, so... Let's see here. Let's see here. I think my brain will work better if we do this. So now we do cumulative. Let's see here. Cumulative scroll is, we're going to add step. Now we have step here. So if cumulative scroll plus step is greater than amount. Oh. Yeah, so if this combination is greater than amount, then what we should do is we should do step should then equal amount minus cumulative scroll. There we go. There we go. That works perfectly. And this should be an int right here. All right. That way we will not overshoot it. Other than that, we should be able to just make steps. So yeah, this should actually work out very well. So next is the step. So what we should put here is we should also have step. This will be an int. I'll set this to 50. Oh, 50. There we go. And then from here, oh yeah, that's nope. All right. We should probably call this the because that's now we're having overlap with our variable names. Yeah, that's nope. So why don't we call this the scroll step? There we go. So if scroll step. There we go. Okay. There we go. Perfect. I think there we go. So now we have the all right, yeah, this should be super easy to get that later, so we don't need that. But there we go. So that's scroll web page. We should probably change the driver. So this to be self.driver. And then in this case, the same thing here. And now, okay then. All right, I think that's good. Okay, I think I'm going to call it a day for now. I know that I'm cutting it a bit short, but I have stuff to get done. I have to head out and buy some groceries and such. So, but it's been fun. It's been fun. We've managed to program a bit more. We're now building our scraping tools. We have also started adding more items. We should probably, let's see here. Let's see here. Get status. We should probably add all this. So git add everything. Git. I'm just going to. This is one just massive up. This is going to be just one massive commit. So let's see here. Expand. Let's see. Expand enums. Expand enums. Expand scrapers. let's see here. Expand core to include enum. Enum. There we go. Okay. So get status. Oh. No, nothing to commit. Okay. Nice, nice. This should be in the bull. Oh balls. Did I just commit my why do I have a feeling that I committed more than just my did I just commit the parameters? I did, didn't I? I did. We need to exclude this. The parameters is to be excluded. Where are you? Mark directory as excluded. There we go. Yeah, we're supposed to exclude that. Let's see here. I wonder if yeah, okay. We will we'll exclude it later. All right. I'll fix it in post, but for now things are good. Things are good. Things are good. So yeah, until then, I'll see everyone later. Have a good one. And tomorrow we'll continue working on this. Or we'll do something else. I haven't figured it out. Kind of things go up by the cuff. Either way, laters. And the dog's going to bark again.